The next robot you're going to see is called Magnotaur. This is more of an immersive project that I was put on because FRC uses a command-based system which is very different than the FTC coding. Here's a little video of just the simple sort of commands. Right here is where I began, with just the commands of the arcade drive and the commands of the intake-outtake, which is a single command. And so there's solenoids that have to be pressured enough in order to come down and pick up the ball. And this is fairly easy because it's just one intake without having to work with other commands that are conjoined, if you will, unlike the drive base, which is separate. However, to shoot, that's a different story because that intake needs to be down. And so I have to learn how subsystems and other components of the command-based system work. So we're going to start with the commands. The first command we have is about the catapult down stuff, as you can see here. The next command is the catapult up materials. The next one is the latch locked, so this is what gives the pressure for that catapult to build up. The next one is the latch unlocked. This is the key to shooting. The next command is the outtake. If we have a weird ball that we need to outtake, we'll be able to do it. This one's the intake, so you can actually intake the ball. The next one is the wait command, which is for that sequence of shooting, as you'll see here with these subsystems that I have. So as you can see with the catapult system, we're actually using those catapult commands in here. And now this is the drive system, so we can use those different motors, as you can see there. Next is the intake up, so actually using that intake command. And of course the latch system to unlatch or latch the catapult. And of course launching, as you can see, is a sequential command system. So that's how we actually launch without breaking the robot. And of course here are the defaults. So this is what you want the robot to have when you start it up initially. So the catapult default, obviously down. And we want the intake default to be up, so it's all in its zones. And of course the latch default is locked, so you don't prematurely launch. And of course, all of this is going to be called and declared in Robot Runner. This is the program that we run the driver station off of in order to control the robot. So now, here's a little video of just the robot driving around and working for your guys' pleasure. Here's a little close-up of the robot as the intake goes up. This robot's unique because it uses solenoids instead of your electric motors, if you will, except, of course, for the intake wheels, those are a motor. But here's a little ball that my friend kicked into the robot so I could intake. And then from there, I activate the shooting system as the intake goes down. The pistons and the solenoids, if you will, are charging the catapult. And once enough time has passed in that wait command, the catapult will go ahead and launch that ball into the sky without breaking any of the components because of that sequential command-based system. But anyways, hope you enjoyed and thanks for listening.